We got ourselves teamed together. One with Seawork. We got I Love Zam. Hasn't got to play much this time. Ori, hopefully this time will get to play. You Buzz joining back in. Looks like he's going to be first up with a camo in Chicago. In the back, in the miner's outfit, we got ourselves Kaio over in team 2 together with Skizlu, which is Skills on his rogue. Spart over in the Hurricane Mage Zeddy, and we got COVID. Look at all the festive today. I like it. Gonna be Ubass with a stun. Got himself the pillar play. Is gonna be throwing out the dots versus Spart. Spart is playing out the one shield Lego, so he's still playing aggressively. Ubass is playing that Ventier, so he's looking for the procs for kill shots. Got that flame shot set up with the Spart. Is getting those procs around the corner. She'd be able to get a bit of dam. And that's going to be Spart actually focusing some damage onto the pet. Going as far as focusing on quite a bit of rotation into that pet. Watching out where Ubass is. Poly on the pet with a Cook and Viz, looking for a reposition. It looks like he's going to go for a bit of a high ground. Ubass trying to stay towards the low ground, trying to stay near his bed. He doesn't know which way Spart is going to come from. Spart trying to land a polymorph before Ubass gets a good angle. Going to be the flame shot as Ubass went for the Shadow Mill. Dude, that Shadow Mill was perfect. He actually dodged the polymer so easily. Shrink out of Ubass as he gets frozen though. Trying to see if he can reposition behind the pillar. Spart hits him with a slow. Going to be a Radiant Spark. Maybe Ubass. Oh, Turtle Shell. I was going to say maybe Turtle Shell, maybe Feign Death. He decides to go with Turtle. Yeah, that Cannon Sphere is not going to touch him at all. Spart had himself all the time in case there was going to be a lot of damage from the Hunter. Didn't really get too much health recovery from it, but was able to at least get himself set up in a more safe spot. Stun onto Spart as he's trying to go for a polymorph onto the pet. If Spart can see the pet, he'll be in a great spot. Trying to go, I think, for a massive is for a second. Ubass dude for a second, like maybe I could find him. Ubass super low in health. Exil, as that health that you just got from Exil just got burnt through so fast. Manning bandages around the corner. Does Spart blink in another barrage? Not the most amount of damage. Ubass has his pet back up in action. Spart could be kind of low in health. If he gets interrupted, it could be bad, but that's going to be a big barrage. The Spart getting that crit and taking him out of there. Ori gonna be up next. Ubass came in, dude. He played pretty aggressive. He played really well. Had some really good goes. Had some excellent goes, and Ori is giving Spart opportunity to recover, get himself a little bit of mana, get himself back up and running on track. Silenced by Ori around the corner, got himself the full cure and burst, trying to go for big star surges versus Spart. Spart trying to create some line of sight. Gonna be Ori maintaining the dots in there. Full burst available. Arcane missiles trying to happen from Spart, trying not to get interrupted. Ori is gonna catch up a little bit of healing. It is going to be A-okay for a bit. Touch and magic getting set up by the mage. Ori trying to knock him back. Looks like he's just going to create some line of sight. Big bear for him. Got that fell bear from the mage tower. As he got himself a little bit of healing. Not the biggest ramp up and stack up of damage from that touch of the magi. But it's still decent damage either way. Spart with a full shield as he gets hit with a roar, maybe a quick and Viz, trying to go for Ring of Frost, but Ori is going to reposition, got himself the disengage backwards with a fell charge, with a wild charge, and boom, it's a kind of a disengage with a flap, just to give himself a little bit extra length to it, create some awesome mobility out of it. Quick knockback into Spart before he can establish that Kyrian Radiant Spark. And both of the mage as well as the druid are trying to figure out the best way to do this. Ori got the mobility, he got them hops. He's definitely very, very mobile, very nimble, trying to make sure he can create space if he needs to at a moment's notice. Even with a mage that has so much mobility, he's still trying to be careful where he's standing. Getting locked out on nature, so it prevents him from healing. But he's also trying to go for a bit of damage here with Arcane. Is going to get a short charge on the Spart. That's going to cause him to blink. Trying to get away from Ring of Frost. Is able to get away from it. Silence on the Arcane. Or he get hit with a Nova. Can power shift it and is going to power shift it. Has maybe Curing Burst set up. I think he just needs a little bit more resources. Curing Burst is out. Fury of Elune maybe has a big damage. Going to be huge Curing Burst by Spart. Has himself all the time. It's going to be a big heal for Ori. It's going to get disrupted. Huge barrage. Ori's so low. Spart. What was that? Oh my god. Ori. Oh no. Spart. That was... What was that? Bro! Bro, Spart! What? My goodness, dude, Spart hasn't been in these duels for a while. And he just... Ori's such a nice guy, and Spart just... I think Spart just reduced him to atoms. Oh my goodness. I also love that double barrage on each other as him and Seawork charging one another. Seawork switching gears. I played the Ventier actually, so he's got the port. He's got the Ventier, so as Spart cast spells, eventually he's going to hit him with Silence. And it's also going to give Seawork a lot of Arcane Missiles, so he's probably a better setup in duels since you can't really dispel into your Priest or get immunities. But Mirrors of Torment is actually a really big value. It lets you play a lot more aggressive because the enemy is like, well, if I play aggressive, I'm going to get rooted, I'm going to get silenced, and there's not much you can really do. Spart at some point just has to wait for it. Too bad the Mirrors of Torment cooldown is like a 1.5 minute CD though, isn't it? That's crazy. Yo, hopefully Ori, dude. We got to get Ori back in these duels, man. We got to give him another go. I love seeing the setup of what a Kyrian Boomy can do. I love the burst it could give, but Spart, I guess he just had like such a really good go. He just had like the biggest crits possible. And is now Spart trying to make sure he doesn't get critted on by Seavark. Was able to dodge a lot of his abilities so far. Door Shadows around the corner, trying to land a polymorph into Seavark, is able to do so. Touch of the Magic, get it set up for Spart. Does he have a big go? Potentially. Polymorph for the Seavark again. Got himself a Canosphere. Might have to go a little bit earlier with maybe the missiles, maybe Barrage, trying not to get interrupted. It looks like he just went for a bit of a barrage, just trying to burn through Seavark's shield, if at all possible. Gonna be a maybe Kyrian setup. Looks like Spart goes against it instead. That's going to be Seavark trying not to get interrupted. Spart still holding on to his interrupt. Seavark no longer has an interrupt. Seavark got himself all the time though. Spart just going to stack up some damage just by going with Arcane Blast out to Seavark. Going to be touching the magic. Spart is going to go for the bit of a Battle Master Circuit to give himself a little bit of health to work with. Touching the Torment. Oh, Mirrors of Torment does attach to Spart as Seavark goes to blink around the corner to make sure it lands. Spart is limited on what he can do. Whenever he casts spells, eventually he is going to get himself silenced. So he's trying to just switch spells, or trying to switch buffs with Seavark by constantly spell stealing him. Spart get himself silenced with that polymorph, having to go for the Iceberg, so now his big defense is kind of gone. Got himself a little bit of health recovery and has tried to get aggressive with Seavark hitting with the poly, touching the magic, trying to go for a bigger Canosphere. Does he have the big go? He has himself huge damage. Missiles trying to get stacked up. Barrage to follow. Seavark got himself plenty of defenses with a temper in order to be able to catch up. But Spart is the one who's doing damage, but he's also the one taking damage here as well. Seavark goes for a quick invis just to hit him with missiles. It is so much going on with two arcane mages. Quick invises, quick casts, quick channels, and they're just going for like so many spells all at once. It's such a big mind games game for priests. I mean for mages. Both arcane mages are just trying to get interrupted. That's all they're trying to do. And some of the spells they're using, some of the abilities they're using is just so all over the place. But I think it's one of the more unique duels out there. They're just spell stealing one another, spell stealing buffs, trying to survive, using one of those spells just in such a short channel, just to not get interrupted. Because as soon as they get locked out on arcane, they're just kind of out of luck. Going to be Dora Shadows. The Seavark crew positions back up next to Spart. He's going to go for the long range, trying to get away. Maybe Spart goes down to the barrage. Spart trying to give himself a little bit of healing, working with. Going to be Invis, trying to go for a 60% damage reduction. Trying to get a legend, the touch and magic onto Seavark. Try to go for that interrupt, but couldn't quite do it. And Seavark was able to use as many abilities in almost instant cast fashion in order to take down Sparticle. With Kaya, it's going to be a little bit different. Here, he can actually get some casts off. Kaya get a hit with a Nova. Maybe Greater Fate for this one. Seavark should have expected it. It was the biggest haymaker ever. Huge haymaker go. And Seavark got himself a Temporal just to get himself whatever healing he can get out of it. Looking to reposition from Kaya. Kaya does not have a normal interrupt. He has a blanket silence. So even if you're casting, whether you're trying to cast, not trying to cast, it's just going to be an interrupt either way. Locking you out from any spells. So Seavark actually can go for a lot of casts into the face. That's going to be Mirrors of Torment really early. Kaya could put himself behind, especially if he uses a lot of spells versus Seavark. Because after 3 spells, or 3 spells with like an eternal cooldown to it, while Mirrors of Torment is up, you do get rooted, you get silenced, and puts you in a bad spot, even if you're trying to heal yourself. So Kaya, I think, trying not to use the spells versus Seavark, but I think that Raid team might actually put him behind. Looks like he was able to wait out the Mirrors of Torment. Actually can dispel Mirrors of Torment worse to worse. Greater Fate available for Kaya. His mage, though, it does get booped back. So for Seavark, it's going to be, I think, really difficult to get a good setup with that full sphere, because that Arcana Sphere should hopefully be there for Kaya. It'll most likely be there available every time Greater Fate is up. Seavark poking out of the ice block in order to get some damage, and Kaya was able to force him out of there. Seavark got himself big arcane barrage ready to go. Kaya got himself lots of self-healing with the Vampiric base. Seavark had no health whatsoever. No more ice block available, so actually might be in a rollable position. Trying to get himself as much survivability with mobility as he can. Trying to get some slows on the priest just to keep him at bay. And Kaya got plenty of survivability. He got the full flash cut rolling, got himself shields. We're not really high in Deputy either, so he can catch up on a lot of healing. Seavark, though, very limited on what he can do. No eyes back for a while. He got himself temporal. He got himself images for a short time. Maybe he can go for the biggest burst possible. He needs to get a stun and a silence out of Kaya, I think, before he gets in for anything big. Dude, this duel is actually extending for so long. Seavark just doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to lose to this mage or priest. Got himself full touch of the Magi. Another polar into Kaya with an Arcana Sphere. Does he have a big go? Big blast maybe? Huge damage to the Kaya. Did not have a Greater Fate for it. He's sitting about half his health. Might have to disperse it. Seawork has a lot of cooldowns available. Gonna be maybe destroying the Kaya. Did go for a fear and a greater fate to immune the Desorian. Seawork maybe has big damage. Interrupts Kaya on Shadow. Trying to go for another Arcane Blast. Kaya needs to be low enough. Barrage almost gets low. That's gonna be Arcane Orb. BI is up for Kaya. Needs to go for healing. If he gets controlled by Seawork, he'll be in a really bad trouble. It's going to be dispersed, but is it low enough? 57% dampening. Seawork stole his PI. Maybe Seawork can get enough damage in. Trying to chase with the barrages. Kaya dropping down the platform. Barrages keeping him low. So did Seawork. Oh! Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Yo! That was incredible! I can't believe it! Seawork actually won that one! Dude, that was such a long duel too. Chat, what'd you guys think about that one? Seawork, dude, look at him. That was a long one. He had to survive the priest for long enough. It was really close. It could go either way. Both of them were super low. Seawork with a barrage at the end as he gets hit with a stun. Man, that's hell of a duel. That's crazy. Zed is going to mount up on a bike, charging over to Seawork. Going to be a poly out of the mage. As Zed tried to go for a bit of I think a whirlwind. Bladestorm is I don't know Bladestorm, but Mirror's Storm is gonna be orb. Zed actually, I think he wants to leap up on the platform. He will not be able to. Gonna be a freeze by Seawork with Arcane Blast from afar. Zed, if he gets any auto attacks on the Seawork, eventually gonna get himself rooted in silence. It actually looks like with that charge, he got himself rooted. That charge counts as a hit. That's crazy. Even before he reaches him. Oh no! And Seawork just barrages him with those missiles. Just rips him apart. Seawork is a god. He's a perfect rock wall poppy material. He's looking for a guild to help him up to Kita. Yo, you got a guild invite already. Seawork. Man, that's a clutch duel. Dude, I'm gonna be super annoying for the Shadow Priest though. Like I feel I'm like you got paladins that are running away from me. You got mages that are running away from you. Man, it's a tough duel. Seawork had to play it super defensively though. Not playing the triple shield. That's something you also got to give credit to. Like the mages could have been playing triple shield Lego, playing it super defensive, right? Prolonging the duels easily with just the amount of absorbs you need to get through. But they're not, man. They're playing for the big barrage, big damage, trying to use whatever utilities they have to survive. I wonder if any of these mages like played. I wonder if all of these mages played through the mage tower, because the arcane mage tower there's not much survivability. You got to use the tools like very like all or nothing. So I wonder if any of them played. I'm pretty sure they've done it in the mage tower experience as the arcane challenge, where you kind of just have to use whatever tools you can to just squeak by, but you're just squeaking by and try to do as much damage as you can outside of it. Skiz walking by Seawork is going to be tricky for Seawork with a Nova. Skiz is going to have to sit out in the open for a bit. Dropping down a smoke bomb. Seawork sending out an Arcane Orb just to keep Skiz in combat. And Skiz wants to shadow step over to Seawork, but get him with the slows. Trying to see maybe if he might be able to back up out. He's trying to bait him at him by blinking towards him, but Skiz decided, you know what, I'm just going to commit to trying to catch him line of sight. Arcanosphere around the corner, slowed down, is going to be honest with Rogue, still gets tagged by the Arcanosphere, but I don't think it did that much damage. I think Seawork had to cancel, had to send it early, seeing Skiz maybe pop and vanish, or maybe seeing Skiz maybe start to move faster. But the Mirrors of Torment are up on the Rogue, as he got himself a Sippy Cup. Does Sippy Cup actually get one of those mirrors to hurt him? I wonder. Seawork picking up the eyes, should be able to find the Rogue. He's going to hit him with a barrage to the element of surprise for Skiz. Is going to be gone. Hits him with a blind. Seawork without a trinket anymore. Cloak of Shadows for Skiz really early. Mark for Death Druid set up for Seawork. Could be an Ice Buck out of the mage. If Skiz has a big damage in, it is going to be immediate Ice Buck as the Kieran Burst as well as Shadow Blades. Shadow Dance comes up. He's playing the one charge of Dance though. So he only has, I think, still one charge of Dance, which is going to mean like basic burst every minute, every 30 seconds or so. Trinket for Skiz, trying to shadow step towards Seawork. I think the knockback from the Arcanosphere still happened, and that's going to miss us, stacking up damage together with Touch of Magic and a barrage. I don't really know what else you could really do. I think it's just out of CC. Nova out in the middle of the opener, Mark for Death, but that's going to be not a Mark for Death that can really do much at this point. Wow, these deals are going for a while. I'm surprised we're 18 minutes into this. That's going to be a lot for me to edit. 81% dampener, Garrode out by a Rogue COVID. And that's going to be Kidney Shot with a full Vendetta. Man, this guy's bursty. This guy, dude, this Rogue is super bursty. I love Sam is going to up here. Huge bites onto the Rogue. Blind. It's going to trick it out of him immediately. The Rogue got himself an evasion. But still, the bleeds are in. Cloak of Shadows, I don't know if he survives the bleeds. Unless, does he? Oh, no way. Wow, look at this guy. He lived the bleeds. No way. He actually lived it. Sap onto Zam. I wonder if he's playing the 100% crit Lego with advantage, or if he's playing the Lego where it gives you combo points on advantage and 50% more damage, because that's huge. So this guy's playing Fleshcraft, actually. I thought he was venting for some reason. Assassin one shot. Yeah, I feel it. Trick it out for the rogue. It's going to be a full kidney shot onto Zam. Trying to go for the most amount of burst. Oh! He is playing the one shot. Wait a second. That's actually kind of nuts. I think he's got the advantage to give him 5 column points burst. Okay. Interesting. Damn, man. That was a long duel, dude. On my recording, it's 21 minutes. That was a long one. I'm going to need to cut that out a bit.